welcome back to my channel, Healing with Kearra. This is one of my scrubs. I have a client that I work with, just on the side now, just for help. But yeah, I have a 20-year-old boy with a permanent brain injury that I've been working with for like 2 years. It's been like 6 months since I've seen him because I was in northern Colorado in the city for a few months, 6 months. But yeah, it's been like 2 years ago that I started working with him. So I'm really excited to see him again and start working with him again. It's something when I was just like studying tarot and learning and like applying it to my own life. That was pretty much my main job. It's caregiving. So I used to take care of the elderly. I used to just like clean houses for people who were on Medicaid and couldn't really like afford help. Worked with like disabled people, people with dementia, so many different types of just like, yeah, cooking for people, cleaning, just like helping them shower, whatever people need. Like, um, yeah, and then I found this opportunity. So that was kind of my main gig, the main way I took care of myself, if you will, while I was like really um, studying all of this and learning how to apply it all to my life. And then while I was in the city, I just felt ready to put it out there and share it with others. Um, so it's cool, but I'm excited to be back here where I'm from and to get to work with my little buddy again. So yeah, see me in scrubs from time to time. I might say little things about him, love working with him. But before I go and hang out with him all day, I wanted to just pull like one card just to see just the energy for the day. We're going to use the Prisma Visions Tarot and then get one from the Cosma Visions Oracle to clarify. Yeah, I had this deck for like years, but I just bought these editions, so I'm really excited. I used them in a reading yesterday that I posted. But yeah, I'm really excited to use them more. So we're just gonna get one card. we have the Hermit. So you could either be coming into like you could be feeling the need to kind of isolate yourself today based off of something that's recently happened, or you could be coming out of feeling the need to kind of isolate yourself because yeah, like in the past you were just kind of like uh we have the Hermit on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, it's like you have been in this space of going to your safe space, like going to yeah, I'm just hearing like if you have this certain place where you feel peaceful or comfortable, or you feel like it's safe to be open and express yourself and be vulnerable, it's like this may be the only place where you feel like you can be like your true self. And if it's not like a specific place, it's like just isolating away from others. It's like the only time you feel safe to be vulnerable or to like feel your emotions or express your emotions, or to like show a certain side to you. It's like you have to be in this certain yeah, in order to show a certain side to you or to be able to be vulnerable or express certain emotions, you have to feel like you're in this really safe place to be vulnerable. um so yeah, you could have been in this cycle of just kind of like isolating yourself here in order to meet your needs or nurture yourself in some way. So you felt like that was the safest way to really process things and let them out here. Ooh, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So totally. So under the Hermit, we also have the World. So it's like this, you could have been, it's not like it was just yesterday. You just like uh, hung out by yourself in your house and did your own thing, or you like went for a drive up in the mountains like in your favorite place, or just went in the city down in, you know, some place that's like, you know, kind of more discreet, like your favorite little like dive bar that nobody knows about, or your favorite little alleyway that like you never run into anyone, or yeah, like your just favorite field somewhere, or your favorite overlook, or yeah, you just like took a drive to like your favorite place and cleared your head. Um, so maybe like yeah, you literally did that like yesterday, within the past 24 hours, within the past week. You've just been kind of like isolating, but it's also been kind of just like even if you've it's been a little bit more aggressive lately, it's like you've been in this cycle for a while of just feeling like you need to be by yourself or isolate yourself in order to meet your needs or take care of yourself in some way. Um, but now it's like you're ready to come out of this and to move forward. Like with all of this pink here, it's like you've released so much and you've like let so much go. It's like um, almost like this detoxing from the moon, like when you were isolating yourself. It's like I was like doing energy work and like pulling certain things like out, or like releasing certain things, or like yeah, letting certain things go or like flow away. um so it's like now you feel as though you've healed and it's like safe to go like around others again and be like be able to be like not be so sensitive, or like not be so vulnerable if emotional situations come up or tensionous situations come up around others. It's like safe. It's like you feel as though you can like trust yourself. um, it's like safe again, right, to um, be around others or to have connection with others, or to let others in some way, because now you feel more healed or like more secure within yourself after allowing like the moon to like cleanse and let you release certain things here. So now there's like a new opportunity. You're coming out of this here, this period of like feeling like you need to isolate yourself and process and heal and like let things go like on your own. And now you're ending that cycle, and it's like as you're moving forward here, now that you've released whatever you were carrying before that was like kind of weighing you down emotionally or making you feel like overly burdened, which then could have resulted in you being like overly sensitive when dealing with others, which could have resulted in also you then feeling like you needed to isolate yourself. So now you don't have all of those emotional burdens, like making you feel so sensitive. So it's like as you move forward, there's a new opportunity being presented. There's like a new door opening. Um, there's a new offer or a new opportunity for you to like step through after a period of isolating and like cleansing out everything that didn't serve you, like the bad, in a sense, right? Um, and so now, yeah, there's this whole new chance to, with all of this like color on the door, I'm getting it's like, it's something new and different and interesting and alluring. Something that's like right up your alley, right? Or like something that's like very in alignment with who you are. It's like this new chance or this new opportunity being given to you to step through. Yeah, with this in the door, it's like literally like stepping into a new opportunity, stepping into a new life, a chance to rebuild like a whole new foundation for yourself. So now that you're coming out of this and you feel better, it's like you could be getting like a new job opportunity or just an opportunity to relocate for work in some way, or it's like the door is opening in some way where it's like you may have felt like certain opportunities or certain directions you wanted to go in like weren't really available to you, but now it's like you reach new levels and there's like a door opening here, where you have an opportunity to move into a totally new space and like build a totally new foundation for yourself and have like prosperity, security, stability. Um, it's like you do have it, you are going to have to put in a lot of work here. Like you are going to have to work really hard and um, like put in the work and then be really patient and continue to persevere forward and wait for like things to start to like grow and come forward, right? Because with the aces it's just like an opportunity, so it's like you have to kind of take it or step through, and then you are going to have to like do the work to build it, but it's just an opportunity to like lay a new foundation, right? It's like some sort of assistance to like kind of bump you along, right? Or just help give you like a leg up into a direction, helping you like move into a space you were trying to move into. And then now it's up to you to like do the work and to build, to network, to connect, like, plant the seeds and be really patient and then continue to like do the work and nurture things. Um, So it's like, yeah, if you want to see something be really fruitful or something grow into something really beautiful, you have a chance to take that first step or take the initiative to get something going or get something started. It's like a door is being opened for you to move into a new space, to do something new and different and creative that you've been trying to work towards for a long time. So now that you took this time for yourself to like release everything that was weighing you down or like not helping you here. Um, Now it's like you have this like fresh new perspective to be able to shift and move forward and step through here into something new. And then like, yeah, I was hearing like if you work, network, collaborate with others, it's like you're not in such a sensitive place. You don't have so much like weighing you down or burdening you. So it's like if things do come up or like emotional things do come up as you're trying to put in the work or like work with others along the way, like help others or have others help you in some way, then it's like not gonna feel, yeah, if you do have to, if anything emotional does come up, then you don't feel so vulnerable and sensitive where you just get like totally uh, thrown off and overwhelmed here. It's like you were able to release a lot of what was like burdening you, or a lot of like that what was triggering your sensitivity here. It's like you were able to work through it during this time of like just being on your own. So now you're ready to like take that first step. So you're not in a place where you're like burdened by your sensitivity, like it's like to a fault, right? It's like almost borderline emotionally unstable, right? Not in a bad way, right? But it's like you obviously recognize this. You had this like self-awareness that you needed to kind of draw into yourself and see like what was really going on here. And you really did do a lot of like self-reflecting. And whenever you felt safe to like really let your emotions out and process all of them, then um, that's really serving you and helping you to move forward now, right? So that's really cool. You had that like wisdom to know like what you needed to do to take care of yourself for a time period. And so now coming out of that, it's like you're being given a whole new opportunity to create like something completely new and different for yourself that you could have been working towards for a long time. Too many spirits. Oh, whoops. I guess you needed to. Yeah, we have life on earth. So it's like, oh my gosh, these people are hugging. With this card too, I always feel like they're like especially this person hugging like the cosmic person, it's like this sense of relief, like, oh my gosh, I finally found it, or I finally, it's like you finally found someone that's like made for you, or like understands, or like gets you, or is like in alignment with you. It's like feeling like you had to kind of like go through this whole journey and um really like be by yourself and do all this inner work like by yourself, and all of this reflecting, and you had just like so much to process and go through and heal emotionally, and like work through, and you really had to do like so much work by yourself to get to this point. And so then now, oh, and then the ace of birds underneath, so it's like spirit had this plan for you all along to help lead you towards um, someone who is going to help you here, right? So it's like once you get to this place, and this being able to move into this new space, and you're met with um it's like something that you always wanted, or something that you were working really hard towards. And it could just be like someone wanting to help you or assist you, or it's just like finally feeling like now that you've really like worked through so much within yourself, you don't feel so sensitive or so triggered. It's like you're finally able to accept, you're finally able to like let it out and like release and like be vulnerable to another person here, whereas like before you only felt like it was safe, or you felt like you could only be your true self whenever you were alone or you isolated. But now it's like you released a lot of what was not serving you, and that could have been within like your perspective as well. And so you're able to come out of this and move forward, and it's like you're able to lean on other people, or you feel like it's safe to let other people in or let other people help you, or you can like you find you're now that you've healed, or and you're in a different energy, then it's like the people that you're attracting in, you can trust them to, like, it's safe to lean on them, it's safe to be vulnerable to them. It's like, yeah, you finally find people that you can like let in here and like let embrace you, and um you don't have so much sensitivity, right? um but it feels like this like really long journey with all the spirals behind there too. It's like this really long journey where you like had to go through so much and work through so much and overcome so much, and you had to spend like a predominant amount of it or a lot of it just alone, right? Like you felt like you had to do so much inner work like on your own, and that could have been part of what you're releasing here. It's like now that you're coming out of this, you're realizing like it is safe to um it's like you had the wisdom to protect yourself when you needed to, and now it is safe to move forward and like trust others again, or let other people in, or yeah, let other people help you, right? Because it's like you're going to be meeting people that spirit has in mind for you, or that spirit would has intended for you to connect with or find your way to all along here. So it's like these people were specifically in mind for your heart. So it's safe to like show those certain parts of yourself to them, because it's like you released. Before, you could have been in relationships or situations that where it wasn't safe, and they would use your vulnerability against you to hurt you, or they just play certain games with you, or yeah, they like to kind of like hurt you or drag you down. So it wasn't safe to like open up, and it's like too many times you had just been like hurt whenever you were trying to be really vulnerable, and just um you really felt as though you just couldn't trust anyone, and you really needed to isolate in order to like be your true self or express your true emotions, or for it to be safe to be vulnerable. So during this period of that isolation, like I was saying, you, by releasing certain pains and wounds and traumas within yourself, it's like you're no longer moving into a trauma bond, one. And then two, like I was saying, releasing all of these certain things or parts of your perspective that aren't serving you. It's like taking off the rose colored glasses and just kind of like letting them go for good, right? So now that you don't have this distorted perspective, then you have clarity moving forward now, because you've done some sort of inner work here. So the relationships that you're attracting now, or the partnerships that you're coming into contact with now, is like spirit is working in your life to help like bring you together with like the right people that you can be safe and be vulnerable with, and like let your walls down. And it's like you feel as though this person or these people, because it could just be like new friends around you, or like certain family members that like spirit has worked in their heart, and so they have a different perspective now, or even friends or people that you were around before, to where it's like spirit has also worked in their life to shift their perspective to where now they'll embrace you in a different way. It's like you guys can meet each other on a different vibration. But it also could be like new people that you meet, new friends, new coworkers, just new environments that you're in. um, yeah, new friends, new partners, a new specific partner in particular. But it's like you can trust that these are these are like connections that spirit is helping draw you towards and draw towards you, um, to do works like in both of your lives based on the inner work that you've both like individually done here, right? And with you especially, just taking so much time to yourself. um it's like safe to trust again and to move forward and to be open to let others in, right? But it's like this huge sense of relief, like after this really long journey of like having to go through with all the spirals. It's like, you may have had to go through a lot of the same things over and over again, or it felt like that, or just felt like this never ending long spiraling chaotic journey. um it's like spirit had a plan all along, and now you're finally understanding, or you're finally like stepping through into something here. It's like all making sense. It's all coming together. Like you can finally like let it all out, or like let your walls down, or like, yeah, feel safe with another person. And that feels like this huge, it's like this huge emotional exhale. Like, oh my gosh, like you feel like, okay, like I'm finally here, like after all this stuff. Like, so it could have just felt like you went on this really long, crazy, winding journey with like all the inner work you had to do. So we have the death. This is like the Fool card. The life on earth is the world, I think. And this is the Fool card. And then we have the veil. The veil in reverse. So whatever is right before the moon. Honestly, don't remember. The moon is the 18th card. So whatever the 7th, is it the star? Is this, yeah, actually it is. It is. It's the star. So this is the veil is the star in the reverse. So um you could have even lost hope. Like, or you could have even like, okay, so with the veil, it's this energy of like, okay, the veil is very thin, like you're able to like see through or step through. So it's like getting these like spiritual messages or spiritual downloads. um so it's like all along on this journey, you had like an intention or a purpose. Like spirit was telling you, or yeah, spirit could have been like promising you, like if you do this work, or if you go on this journey, or it's like you were given these signs, like do these certain things in this certain way. And then you were getting promises from spirit that it would pay off, or that you would get to a point where you could like, have like people or strong connections in your life again. And so it's like you did all these things with a purpose. You isolated yourself and did all this stuff with a purpose, with an intention. But it could have just been like so long, like with the spirals, it was just such a long and winded road here over time, that um it's like you were getting all of this clarity and confirmation, like even though you could really like see maybe an end goal at certain points, or it's like deep down you had this like inner knowing of like where you were going to end up, or the direction you were going to go in. Like you deep down you knew you weren't like always going to be alone forever. It wasn't always going to be like this. You weren't always going to have to do like the work forever. But there, it could have gotten to a certain point where it's like you finally were so tested, or it was finally like becoming so taxing that it's like you started to like lose hope here, lose faith, like on like a promise you were being given, or some sort of clarity or confirmation that you were given at one time, or that you were still being given. It's like you were starting to lose hope, or starting to kind of give up on this, or um starting to be like, oh my, am I crazy? Like, is do I really have an end goal here? Like, did I do this for nothing? Like, yeah. But it's like deep down you always knew, like it's not always going to be like this. I'm not always going to be alone. Like I'm not just meant to be alone. Like spirit just didn't leave me behind or forget about me. Like spirit has me in mind. There is a plan, there's a place for me, there's people for me, there's a place for me where there's going to be community around me that's safe. 'Cause it's like spirit always told you, like I'm going to take care of you. It's just you have to go about things in this certain way. But it's like there was healing that you needed to do within yourself, and you needed to learn how to let go of certain things. And so you had to go on this very specific journey um, in order to get to where you are here. So it's like, yeah, you had to release so much, let go of so much, release certain parts of yourself in order to get to a certain place where you could take that start, take that initiative, where spirit could give you that opportunity, give you that spark in your life, and now you can run with it. um but it's like you had to, like how I was saying with the river, and like releasing all of the like with the rose colored glasses, it's like pouring that perspective out of yourself energetically, and like letting it flow away, and like really letting go of the perspective that you had on the past that may not be true, that is not serving you, and being able to move forward and have true, like genuine connections moving forward. There was just a lot of stuff that you were hanging on to within yourself emotionally that was preventing you from really being able to connect with others in the way that you wanted to. So it's like you had to completely isolate in order to look at everything within yourself, and to be like totally open and be like, okay, what is it that I do actually need to let go of here? Like, and then what is it that is serving me, or is me, or are really great qualities about my sensitivity that I need to keep and hang on to moving forward. It's like you needed to do all of this work of like, okay, what needs to go, and what is a gift, like on your own, like without anyone else's perception or judgment um being projected onto like the choices and the decisions that you were making. Like you had to find your own inner knowing and your own inner truth of like what was true to you, what was right for you, what was going to work for you, what would make you happy. So now moving forward, the connections, the places, the opportunities, the things that you're coming into line in alignment with are the most like or that you're coming into contact or connection with are the most in alignment to you, right? Now that you've done all this work, you're able to trust that like the people, the places, the things that you come in contact with or meet or connect with moving forward are safe, and it's like spirit led, because you went on this whole journey of like learning to trust like the greater plan here. So it's like, you know, that this is part of the plan, or yeah, this is something that's safe, right? But yeah, it's, you could have just almost lost hope here, like lost faith or lost sight of the journey, or started to think that you were crazy, or like almost started to kind of give up in a sense, even though you were getting so many signs and clarity and confirmation around you that there was an end goal or an end purpose, or like at the end spirit was going to lead you in a new direction. It's like you were being given this promise, but it was kind of hard to like keep the faith or trust, because it was just such a crazy, unknown, unexpected, winded journey with so many twists and turns, right? But through all of that, it's like you were put in the right positions that you needed to be put in order to be willing to release the things you need to be able to release, let go of the things you need to be able to let go of, to be open, right? To be in that exactly perfect place, to be open for this right opportunity. So it's like it was all divinely orchestrated and all divinely set up, where spirit was like working. Each twist and turn was like exactly something you needed to go through in order to have the certain perspective that you needed to be able to let go of the things that you needed to. It's like you really had to let certain parts of your old life or your old self or your old perspectives, your old, just the way that you viewed the world and yourself in it. It's like you really had to let a lot of that stuff die, or a lot of that stuff go. And that was a very long process, and it could have been hard emotionally to let go of certain things. So then spirit had to like throw all these twists and turns and like put you in these certain positions in life in order to give you the perspective that you needed to be able to make that detachment or like yeah let go of certain things. So it's like it was this process and it all had to kind of like happen over time. It's like you couldn't just like lose everything all at once, or you couldn't just make all of these big changes and shifts all at once, or else it would have been like too much, too overwhelming. It would have felt like a death or like an ego death. Like it just would have been like too chaotic. And so it's like, and also it's like you couldn't necessarily see it all at once at that time. So you had to go on this whole journey, right? And through all of this, it's helped you like build your inner wisdom. So now you have more of like an intuition or a wisdom about people to be able to see like what's really going on around you or their true intentions. And so you know like when it's right for you, or it's like a spirit-led connection, or when it's not. Like at this point, um you're very well seasoned, so it's like you're not going to be like fooled or misled, taken advantage of, like if you felt that way in the past, right? But yeah, there was just a lot you had to be willing to let go of and release, and that's not easy, right? Um, so yeah, you went on every little twist and turn to be able to give you that perspective that you needed to be able to do the things that you needed to do, make those emotional detachments, or um, through all of that, it's like you were healing all along the way, and then spirit like brought you to this certain place emotionally within yourself and like really tested your faith here. But it's like he had to kind of like prune your heart and like open you up in this certain way, so then you would be open to this new opportunity or this new door opening in front of you, right? It's like you had to be in alignment with the energetic vibration of like the door opening or like things opening. You had to be open yourself and like receptive in order for something to open up and present itself to you, right? So it was like all spirit had a whole plan the whole time, like all along, every turn, every shift, every little thing that was happening all along. Spirit had like a plan to um, bring you to exactly where you needed to be within yourself or emotionally in some way to, yeah, like I was saying, be receptive. If we're not in a receiving energy, then we're like rejecting or blocking out on an energetic level anything that could come in and like work with us in order to help us. So we have to be willing and open to let like the right people come in to work with us. So learning like who to trust and like when to say yes is a really good strength, and it's a huge part of um yeah, that's like wisdom right there, right? It's a huge part of like the hermit card too. Gaining that like inner insight or that inner wisdom through self-reflection, right? Some decisions and choices that you have made are based in fear and not heart-centered knowledge. Fear is your ego wanting control. Take a step back and make a responsive choice rather than a reactive one. Then you're able to see the truth of the best choice with a calm and centered manner. Intuition, wisdom, gifts. Honor your innate ability to see psychically and trust your gut feelings. Trust your guidance in the vibrations you feel. When you truly step into your abilities, all of your senses rush in. Look into expanding your gifts by taking classes, journaling, meditating, and listening to your inner voice. So, totally, I was just saying, like, that wisdom, that's a huge part of the Hermit card, is like um, honing in on that inner knowing. Yeah, gaining that wisdom through self-reflection. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much if you watched this far into the reading. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a really good day. Thank you.